first of all, we knew coming into this game that we were playing a team that's very good offensive team, big, strong, dynamic point guard. If we didn't guard the three-point line, if we didn't keep them out of the paint, they would carve us up. We knew that coming in. Or we talked about that for numerous days coming in. I thought that they did what they normally do, shot the ball probably a little better than they normally do. I thought it was a game of two halves. I thought the first half we were on our heels. The second half we were more aggressive. 15 offensive rebounds for us for 16 points. We shoot 52% the second half. We outscored them 46-37. More victories. I don't want them. I want us to play like that the whole game. And I just told the guys that. Don't find new ways to lose for me. Fight. I don't care that they may have more talent than us. Fight. Every second that you're on that floor. I don't want to play games, guys, and I'm just going to be honest with you, where I got different guys missing from the game. I want every player that feet hit that floor to fight. I don't want to look at a game and see Brandon Hatfield has 2 points, whatever. Not acceptable. That's not why I brought him here. That's not what he wanted. He got to give it to me. I should not have to go through what I'm going through with Jalen. Jalen has to fight. Now, I'm not throwing Jalen under the bus, but I'm saying this to say this. I need these dudes to understand there's an obligation to this program that started long before they got here. Their job is to keep it and go it forward. No matter what happened in the past, that's over. We're starting new. I need these guys to play with a pride. Now, I see it in stages. I just don't see it consistent. Questions?
Kenny, how do you balance that out with, it is improvement, at least there were times at the beginning of the year when that initial run was kind of knocking you guys out of games. You are showing a little more fight in those situations. Do you praise them for doing that and at the same time talk to them about that not being enough?
Of course, I praise them for everything that they do that's positive. But I also look at a game and I see multiple turnovers time and time again. How is that possible? Some of the turnovers you can't even make up, like just lackadaisical turnovers that, like, they're not concentrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and I know it's frustrating for them, but I'm going to say this again. In no way am I disappointed in any kid. My job is to help them get better. I see them getting better, but I need them to understand what winning is. I need them to understand. No excuses.
Kenny, how much do you think the comeback had to do with your press? You put the press on, it seemed like that's when things changed.
I mean, we went into the game talking about we want our offense to start with our defense. Say that again. We want our offense to start with our defense, meaning that we get stops, we get deflections. We didn't do that the first half. And so what happens is we end up doing the press and forcing them, they relax, then we get them on their heels, and then we get momentum doing it. Well, we could have done that the first half. We shouldn't have to press to be able to get deflections on the ball. We shouldn't have to. It should be the same principles in man, half court, as they are in a press full court.
Kenny, Mike backs up the last game with a great game, a great second half in particular. What did you see from him?
Thought Mike is getting better. I see him getting more and more comfortable. There are still plays out there where I want more. I need him more in tune. Mike James is a freshman, and I love what he's doing. I love what he is. I love his character. I love his fight. I love the way he attacks the basket. I need him to be better. And I see him coming. And I'm asking him and Kamari and all of them, don't be freshmen. Don't be, this is new to you. I want you to make the adjustment. Make the adjustment, change, and become a better player.
Kenny, you mentioned that the fight and the consistency, and it seems like JJ is finding his way with that. He was +7 on the game. Are you seeing that on a more consistent basis from him, that level of effort?
I just told JJ I love what I saw in spurts, but I hate what I saw in other spurts, to be honest with you. JJ is a good basketball player. I need him to play with a fire. I need a fire. If that means you need to go to acting school and act when you're on the court, act a certain way, then you go to acting school and act a certain way. Don't get on. I need there to be a difference between on the court and off the court. I don't want it to be the same. I need him to fight. I need him to play with a fire. I need him to represent his family. I need him to represent this university with a spirit of a warrior.
Yeah, you mentioned Brandon 1 for 2 only today. Usually it's a different person, a different game that has a game like that where 1 or 2 baskets and 1 or 2 free throws. Is it lack of concentration? Is it lack of determination? What do you think it creates these guys having these games where they just sort of don't do much?
For me, watching the game and seeing what it is, it looks like they don't anticipate what's happening next. So they're always a step behind. So it's not just Brandon. There are other players too. And I'm constantly talking about see the play before it happens. See what could possibly happen and anticipate what happens, and you're ahead of the game. If you're waiting for something to happen, for example, if you're jogging up and you turn around slowly in the ball, you should already be turned around facing the ball. If you see the ball being shot or getting ready to be shot, and you're just in la-la land, go find a man on the attempt. Before the attempt happens, go find a man, hit him, and go get the ball with 2 hands. I don't want to see Brandon go after balls with 1-hand rebounds. We saw what happened. The ball he doesn't come up with it. They get it, they get a shot off and a layup. Just anticipating what could happen, see it before it happens, be the aggressor.
Kenny, I know you had the 83 guys in yesterday for practice. You've talked a lot to your team about the tradition here and the standard that players in the past have set. What do you think they got out of yesterday? What do you hope they took away from hearing those guys?
For me, I go back to this, and, it goes tribute to Denny, because Coach Crum, what he did was he was ahead of his time. And when I watched that 83 team play, I seen a great passing team. I seen dudes that played together. I seen guys that were one unit. The ball moves, there was nobody that was playing for themselves. Everybody touched the ball, everybody was versatile, everybody could post, everybody could shoot. I saw basketball players, and they were playing for each other to win a game. I want our guys to take that spirit, the spirit of fighting and the pride for what's on your chest. Louisville is a proud tradition, and I don't want to say that we've lost that, but something's off, and we got to get it back. We got to get it back.
El went out of the game. He came back. The same thing kind of happened at Kentucky. He plays a lot of minutes. He does a lot of things. Is there any wear and tear on him, and is he okay coming out of this one?
I asked him when he came back, are you okay? He said yes. For me, I'm frustrated with Hersey and Fabio as well, because I put Fabio in for 1 minute. I didn't get solid play. How is that possible? You're a good basketball player. You got to give me just being solid. I'm not asking you to go out and get 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. I'm asking you just keep us solid. That's the challenge for me. I need guys to be on the court that cannot hurt us. Just be solid. And again, they're not robots. They're humans. They're going to make mistakes. I just need them to be solid.
You're staying with El, you've talked about him being a distributor this year. He had 8 assists, 2 turnovers today. Is he grasping what you want from him, more about getting other guys involved?
I think so. I think there are plays where you see he's doing what we're asking. He's letting the game come to him. He's not forcing it. He still has areas where he could get better at that, but I see him making a conscious effort. I think he's gotten better as a basketball player. I think he's showing that he can distribute and facilitate a game. I think he's showing that he has a grasp of the offense and what we're trying to do. I like that. I like to see him continue, but there's another piece to this. I need El Ellis to drag guys with him. I need him to be a positive spirit on the floor, telling Jalen, come on, you can do this. Telling Brandon, come on, you can do this. Not just so into himself. Not that he just is. He wants to win. But I want him to talk more to those guys. Help them get along. He's a leader. He's a captain on this team for a reason.